Hey everybody, welcome to Build the Kingdom, where we talk lifestyle, real estate, and business. Real stories to help you imitate success and avoid lessons. I hope you enjoy the show. What is going on, everybody? We are back with the second episode of Interior Decor based on an outfit. We have the wonderful, beautiful Samantha Elizabeth, aka Samantha Burke, with us. How you doing?
Muy bien, gracias.
You're a little bit more nervous for this episode than the last one, but today, reason being, is because the first episode we did a little bit more of a planned project where we had a room that we had designated that she had already done before. We took some of the pieces out, added the pieces back in little by little to talk through the process. Mm-hmm. This one, we're going to add a little extra flavor to it. This is an ongoing job. You can fill us in a little bit on it, and we are actually going to go through the live in the head of Samantha as she kind of plans out her decor, plans out her space, and really give us a feel for how that process looks. So, Sammy, why don't you fill them in on what this project's about, the feel behind it, the design, where it is, all that good stuff.
Awesome. Yeah. So as Tyler mentioned, I'm a little bit nervous because this is literally live. And it's for an actual client. So today, I don't know if you guys can see, but this is the space that we're going to be gathering some items for and try to finish it right now on the podcast.
Awesome.
Hopefully this won't take too long because typically it would probably take an hour or so, but I'll try to make it really quick. And I will edit it after we're finished if I'm not completely happy with the end result. However, this will be a great give into my process of how I think when collecting items. I sound like a
and usually that takes about
character.
That takes about an hour each room.
It just depends, honestly. Sometimes I go through my inventory that I already have saved. But for this one, it's a little bit different than I have done before. So it's going to be fresh.
What makes it different than what you've done before?
Well, this is going to be Parisian inspired with a modern twist, which is done overseas a lot in Paris, obviously. So something new, stepping out of the American, or I guess I should say, usual design.
All right. Mm-hmm. Awesome. Well, I'm excited to see it because I've actually never really sat by you while doing this. So I've got the screen over here to the left, so I get to track this with everybody as you all are watching too. But why don't you tell them where this space is, and what made you pick the specific design? Like what was kind of the tell on what made you lean in that direction?
Yeah, so as soon as I saw this property, I don't know why, I haven't been to Paris myself, but I watched Emily in Paris, so I can kind of say I get the feel of how an apartment could be over there. I felt with the crown molding here, with the fireplace, it just gave me that feel that I should go with this type of decor. So, yeah.
Okay. Awesome. And it looks like we're doing a living room space?
Yes. Okay. So this is going to be a smaller living room space, but we're going to add different kinds of shapes to the space to make it, how would I say it? When you have a smaller space, it's good to use rounded items. That way you're not feeling crowded.
Okay. And I know the trick on the last episode was, and this is to remind the listeners, but also myself, because these are fun things to learn. If you paint one wall and then you continue that up to the ceiling, it makes the room feel longer if it is a smaller space. Mm-hmm. So these are all fun little nuggets that I'm sure specific people will appreciate when it comes to maybe not being able to blow out a wall and open up the space. So what are some creative ways that you can work on making that space feel bigger if you don't have the luxury of opening up the space? So
for sure. And that's just one way. Honestly, each decorator, designer has their different little, things that they would go to. But yeah, I guess for this property, we'll jump on in right now. I try to mimic the space as much as I could with the tool that I use. So
So you drag in windows, you drag in the
Mhm.
fireplace, and just
Yep.
give it the similar look.
Yep. Exactly. Okay, so I kind of went ahead and cheated just a little bit before we got started on the podcast. I pulled a sofa here that I think will be great for the design. Obviously, I try to dress with the colors that I wanted to use. I know that the burgundy is going to be very bold, so let's see how I can work that in without it being the main focal point of the decor.
Very unique looking couch, but also very nappable. I could see myself watching some football, eating some pizza, and taking a nap on that couch, even though it is a little bit more luxury.
Yeah, this is going to be for an Airbnb.
Okay.
So, yes, we want to bring it in comfort, but also something that's going to last a long time. And in my opinion, the firmer sometimes the sofa, the longer it can last and look um, newer as time goes. Versus like if you get something that's really fluffy, you'll start wrinkling faster, etc. So,
Yeah.
and again, with velvet here, the longevity with cleaning it is easier to wipe off. But yeah, here's the one of trying to balance out here the fireplace with the sofa on the other side. Again, we don't have a lot of space to play with, so for me, having the shaped sofa would be great, so you can still kind of walk around it without there being corners to kind of stop you. If that makes sense. All right, the next thing that I'm going to pull up and focus on is the fireplace. So, as you can tell, I'm wearing this necklace. And of course, I'm going to bring in something that looks Parisian with the mirror here. And I don't know if this rendering has what I need. So, I'm going to have to actually. This is why I got nervous. Little details like this. For the rendering, usually I would need something that has a clean background, a white background, and this does not have it. So I'm going to, what's that word here? Not jump ship, but when you can,
Just change it up.
yeah.
Pivot.
I'm still going to use the other mirror because as you can tell here for this rendering, it's perfect for what I'm going to need it for, but the price is half the cost for the other one. So I'll definitely use this for the client, but for this rendering, they kind of look the same. For now, let's just use this. So yeah, for here, we're definitely going to play with height, try to make the space look taller. I believe the ceiling heights are 8 or 9 feet. So my goal here is just to make the space look as large and tall and wide as I can. So little tricks here with art, with trying to think and do it at the same time, with curtains, etc., to make the space look taller. So again, the mirror that I originally found is going to be a tall one. It's going to go all the way up to the ceiling, leaving a few inches from the fireplace and the ceiling. Let me actually bring it down a tad so we can see the design of it for this purpose. Catch my drift though.
So
My
far,
list
yeah,
came out.
absolutely.
Okay, so now the picture here is kind of being painted. Can you see that Parisian?
Mm-hmm. I definitely got it in the mirror for sure. And then again, I've never been to Paris either,
Yeah.
but being able to, I feel like there is way more rounded furniture that you'll see in Europe rather than over here in the States. So,
and again, it's going to depend on the generations too. The younger generation in Paris is bringing in more modern furniture, mixing it in with the old world. So again, seeing those beautiful crown moldings, and oh gosh, what's the word I want to use? There's a word for it, but basically where you put wood framing on your walls, there's a word for it. Don't come at me. You know the word. If you know, you know. I'm gonna have to find it. before this episode is done. Okay, so moving on here, let's bring in a coffee table. This we're gonna do together. Easiest thing to do when you're looking for something, go to Google and type in what you're looking for, shape wise, material wise, etc. Um, of course, as designers, we can go to our designer websites, but in this case, this is going to be something that I need to keep budget in mind for. So going to the typical stores that anyone can go to. For Wayfair, I do get a discount for my clients, so that's a great place to go. CB2, Crate and Barrel, all the generic stores like that. So yeah, let's get to it. So I am going to be looking for another unique shape here. I'm not going to get a square shaped table or rectangle just because the corners, again, we're playing with a more narrow space. So want to be thoughtful of not hitting our knees or chins or whatever when walking by furniture that has a small space.
And typically, when you are doing living rooms, do you find yourself looking for the couch first? Or does it depend on the design style and then what is going to lead people to seeing that style the most? You kind of go more for that statement piece first, or why did you pick couch first, then mirror, or was it just those were the first two pieces that popped into your head?
Oh gosh. Yeah, I think for this design, especially being live and feel like I'm under pressure, I just went with the sofa because it's one of the focal points. So of course you want to whatever is going to be a focal point or something that is a bigger furniture, you want to have the base, the foundation.
Okay.
That's what I'm looking for. That's the word I'm looking for. So set your foundation first, and then you start adding layers to it.
Okay.
Okay, so let's just say, for example, here, we don't like to stick to rules all the time. So, for example, here, you can find an outdoor furniture piece and work it into your indoor. And actually, this does say indoor outdoor, so we're not totally breaking the rules. I think this is a beautiful piece. The stone.
Feels a little bit like home as well with the coffee table that we have, just wood legs, and then I mean, very different look if you ask Sammy about it, but referring to the shape, we have one that's very similar.
I love my shapes. I told you I was 5 years old. Okay, so I'm going to
See, math does continue on in your life. Focusing on shapes now as a decor artist. Look at you go with all that geometry.
I have you for the numbers, though.
There you go. Make a good team.
All right, so sometimes it does not want to load completely, so I gotta manually do things. So I'm just gonna be very basic here for time purposes. Let me spell correctly, right? Okay. Where were we? Yes, I got it right the first one.
And it's amazing you can just pull it right into the system like that.
It's fun. I used to love playing Barbies when I was a kid. So this is like creating Barbie's dream house as an adult.
There you go.
Whoa.
It's gotten a lot more fun in the last 10 to 15 years with all of these design programs you can use. And back in high school when I was studying architectural drafting, wanted to go into college to study that. Unfortunately, the housing market crashed in 2008, so I put a pause on that, but we were doing everything with pencil and paper, and CAD had come out, but a lot of the programs that I get to see nowadays of how people do their projects and putting residential or commercial buildings together, it looks so much more fun. than having to use a pencil and erase, and then all of a sudden it just doesn't look so great at the end. So
Yeah.
a lot of these new tech systems are so much more fun to use.
Let's see here. I'm gonna look for um, side chairs, accent chairs. When I'm nervous, I'm also very forgetful. Okay, so again, since we have brown in here and this is an Airbnb, I have to be mindful of colors. If it was for a home, I would stay with a more neutral beige color. So I'm going to try to find something that, um, yeah, can stay clean with guests. So going back, I have so many tabs. I'm sorry, guys. Okay. And this is a real client, so I haven't saved these items yet, and I don't want to close out my tabs as I go. But okay, so today, again, inspired by my outfit, I want to go ham here and kind of pull some burgundy accent chairs, but I'm not sure. A little scary?
Let's give it a shot.
Okay, let's do here burgundy. Okay, so these are fun right here. This design in general has been out for a minute now, but looks like it has a comfy back, and I like the rounded shapes here. Just go to it.
That's fun.
That is fun.
Matches the rounded edges and.
Yep. So for this, I'm gonna go
What's that material?
velvet.
Velvet.
So again, easy to clean. So once like the foundation is set, then I can start adding more textures. So playing with cotton, boucle, and wood accents a little bit of it, not too much. We don't really see that a ton in the Parisian decor, but yeah. Also sculptures, art behind the sofa. So we still have a ton to get to, but it's so fun. Having fun watching.
I'm having a blast. I'm having a blast watching, and
That was a collab. Let me close that.
and now you're taking us to our boutique hotel mastermind that we're going to down in Tulum. So just giving people all our secrets here. No, it's a blast to watch because as I see this, I get to envision, again, typically what we do is Sammy will come in for an owner who says, hey, here's the keys. You know, I just bought this property. I really need help with the decor. She then does the full white glove service, travels to the property, which she will travel to Ohio to do this, put this whole property together. And then she will get photos taken care of and then typically set them in my lap, and then I will manage the property. So it's fun to see when she does prep a client's space, and I do look over her shoulder while she's sitting on the couch working, and I get to see it coming together. It is fun to kind of get that feeling of, hey, these will be the spaces that, you know, I'll be making families or helping families smile in, you know, while I'm managing. And so it's really cool to see from a much different perspective. For you, it's much more creative. For me, it's much more, yeah, this will bring in 5 stars for sure.
Great team for sure. I mean, we haven't even told our story yet. I think next episode we need to start from the beginning.
Yeah, we'll do a little bit of that.
Start from the bottom. Now we're here.
With this episode or with this podcast, I definitely want to focus more on highlighting, you know, other individuals coming on. This is unique because you are so talented with the decor side that it's a blessing that we get to internally broadcast a little bit of what we're doing as well. But, you know, for the majority of the episodes, for people listening in, we will be doing more of a just open communication style fabric for people coming onto the show, being able to share free value from their perspective, what they do, and just being able to connect networks and really extending a helping hand for those coming onto the show to help people that follow myself. Let them know, hey, there are people out here that can help you in this space, and then vice versa, where everybody can just reach into each other's networks. But yeah, we'll definitely get a little bit more foundational, talk about what we do, and if people ever want to ask questions, we're an open book. So
Yes, indeed. All right. So it's so funny how Google tracks you. I already put art and look at the color that's popping up, which I might save for one of the rooms, actually. So let me just put that to the side. Ignore that I just did that. Okay, let's just bring in some curtains here. More of those foundational pieces. Where am I at? Okay.
now for the curtains, what are you feeling? Because it is darker furniture.
Mhm.
So do you follow suit with darker curtains,
Oh
or do you
no.
switch it up?
Yeah, so we're gonna go with a light um sheer curtain for sure. So let's see if I have that in my inventory already. I haven't used sheer curtains in a while for clients. Usually we go with blackout curtains. Um, but keeping in theme with the Parisian theme.
And
Keeping
living
in theme with the
living
Parisian
room
theme.
space as well too. Typically, you don't really need the blackout.
Yeah, unless it's like a, you know, TV movie space,
Yeah.
obviously. But for Airbnb, we don't worry too much about that because it's not a personal space. You're typically, yes, you're hanging out there, etc., but you're also out there in the town that you're visiting.
Now the dude in me that is
Hmm.
gonna potentially one day travel to Ohio, and I'm gonna stumble upon this Airbnb listing or this VRBO listing, whatever short-term rental platform this space goes on,
Hmm.
is I noticed there's going to be a mirror over the fireplace, which is typically where I'd have my head angled to watch
Yep,
some football on
I
Sundays.
know. I was waiting for that question.
So is a TV getting thrown into this room?
No, I'm just kidding. Yes, there will be a TV. So it's going to be in this corner here, which the love and hate of a TV look, but obviously it's going to be a thing that we all use. So, um,
Quick thought here.
mhm.
You could get really creative with one of those frame TVs that you could have that Parisian art on it. The cleaners could set it up before, and they could have some sort of art look
Oh,
for while guests come in. And but in the messaging, it could be you know look a little bit further at the art in the living room, because that's also your TV. Those frame TVs are really really unique to for a
you mean
space
the
like this.
YouTube ones? Or what are you talking about?
They're literally called frame TVs.
Oh, yeah, but
And
that's unless you have that, those are expensive. So
yeah,
that would be a budget play for sure with the client.
to me, I would much rather have a frame TV than a $2,500 couch. So
I know you would.
actually, no, couch is important. You definitely need comfort,
Yes. Especially in your personal space.
of course.
Okay,
You
so
can get a little more creative for short-term spaces. You don't quite need the
I don't like
full
those.
comfort that people look for in homes. Now, can it be an absolute value add? Of course, but typically you can get away with, picking and choosing a lot more couches you typically wouldn't put in your own home, just because again, people are there for only a few days. Obviously, you don't take the comfort for mattresses to a lower level. That's a
Yes,
very
for
important comfort,
sure.
but
That's
the
8 hours
couch,
a day at
yeah,
least on the bed. So,
the couch can be a little bit more unique with sacrificing comfort for look.
mhm. So just to make sure I don't use or lose the window siding here for this rendering, I'm just gonna edit these curtains real quick so that you can still see the windows. But yeah, little trick here, another fun trick. So normally, what we do want to do when we're placing curtains, right? we typically tend to, whoa, where am I at? Where am I at? Typically, this is what the normal, what is the word I'm looking for? Come on.
Just the normal height of a
Yeah.
curtain.
Typically, people will frame their window with the curtains, right? But the trick to create a longer space and also a wider space would be to actually bring the curtains up. Hold on a second. I'm having some minor editing. Okay, so again, I'm just going to show you the difference here. So if we bring the curtain all the way up and as close to the corner as we can of the space, we're going to make the space look wider. And also bringing it up to the ceiling height is going to make the space look longer. So that's a little trick. It can also make the room or the mirrors look bigger too. But yeah, I think that's a natural thing that we tend to go for is putting curtains right where the window frames are instead of utilizing
The wall above it.
the wall above it and then bringing it at least 5 inches from the window, etc. And just so you can see kind of that. Whoa.
Yeah, it makes the world of difference in our personal house when we had the ones when we moved in, and then we did one half of the slider door with ceiling to floor curtains, and then the other half we left the old ones on, and we stood at the other side of the room.
Yeah.
In the room, almost you could cut it right in half, and one part felt like it was 10-foot ceilings, the other part felt like it was 8-foot ceilings. So.
Yeah. So that's a little decor design trick. Like this to me is like, whoa. It just looks like from 8 feet to 10 to 12 feet taller. Not taller, but
Difference
Yeah.
difference in heights.
okay. So we can take that out and continue on with our mission here. Our Parisian mission. Say that 4 times.
Parisian mission, Parisian mission, Parisian mission, Parisian mission.
Oh.
I messed up the last one.
Parisian mission, Parisian mission, Parisian mission.
I think you failed on all of them.
I think so too. Okay. What are we at with time, you think?
We are right around the 30-minute mark.
Okay. I think our last one was 39 minutes, so I'm feeling the pressure here.
Speed it up.
I'm trying. I'm nervous.
I could be wrong, but I think it's about at the 30-minute mark.
All right, so I think we have a great foundation here to start decorating. Obviously, like I mentioned, the TV will go in the corner, but for the purposes of keeping this not so long, we're going to skip that and just give you the overall Parisian theme. And yeah.
People know how to turn on a TV. That's fine. They know what a TV does. So all of this in the room right now, from what I'm seeing, unless my eyes are tricking me, is $1,200.
No, your eyes are tricking you because I have not pulled all the products in yet.
Got it. Okay.
I've only pulled the coffee table and I think these side chairs.
I was going to say you are a master at filling a space.
This sofa itself is $2,000.
Okay. And something I know that you do for clients, which is in my eyes, massive value add. Instead of getting a discount and then putting that profit in your pocket, you partner with a lot of these different platforms, and any discount you get, you pass immediately to the owner, which, you know, for this mirror, let's say it's $560 and you could get $200 off instead of, you know, still charging $560 for the mirror and putting $200 in your pocket.
Yeah.
You relay that to the owner, help them make their space look better for a better cost. So I think that's something that's really awesome that you do.
Thank you. Actually, let's go to CB2. Yeah, honestly, when I first started this, when we first started, you know, it's like a kid coming out of high school. You just take and do whatever. But at the same time, I didn't feel like I was missing out on anything
Mhm.
by not charging. I know that number does rack up over time, but I still don't feel like I'm lacking from the pay of you know, my clients. So I'd rather them be happy with the design, and then we move forward, and then they have other projects. So it's a win-win for everyone.
Mhm.
Okay, so I'm gonna pull some art. Hopefully, can find something that looks good for from CB2. Um, Gosh, where are we at? Okay, decor. CB2 is so fun also for like random sculptures. Like here, you can see they have wall sculptures, which I think will be great for this little wall area here. So let's actually try to find something to place there. These are fun. They're new.
And they're round.
Yeah, these will be so fun actually. And these will be great because they are neutral. So then when I get the art here, we can keep this more of a focal point as well. We have all the shapes, bringing in some organic shapes. That's the goal here. Mixing in the old with the new. Okay. Actually, let me pull this in.
And so this program is unlimited. You can pull in every picture, every piece. There's no restriction you've ever found on not
Yeah,
being able to have a visual on a space you're building.
exactly. As long as you have a link, you have a product in this rendering.
That's awesome.
Mhm. Again, sometimes it does this where I have to do it manually, but it's okay. Oh, never mind. Okay, so obviously for time purposes, I can go here and try to rearrange the order of um, the art here, the sculptures, but for time's sake, I'm just going to keep them as is. Squeeze them in there so you get the point of them. But yeah, I would rearrange them um, differently. And actually, to be honest, I can just probably do it really quickly how I would do it. Let's do background manual. I guess what I'm doing this, what would be your ideal man cave? If you had, because I know you can put jerseys on the wall, but like if you actually had a man cave, man cave.
A man cave for we're talking more so not office, not an office
Man
space in a
cave.
house, man cave.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it's I see some of them out there that are really fun where you walk in. I think a basement's different. If you have a basement man cave, I
Mm-hmm.
feel like you can go more all out, right? I feel like you can do more of the sports theme. The basement is the guy's space.
Okay.
And so if it's just so what I'm saying is that can be hidden with a door. It's down a set of stairs, which typically have a corner, right? So you can't see it in open view. If you come into a
Mm-hmm.
home and there's a man cave on the first floor and it's an open concept home and you walk in the front door and maybe you can see the man cave from the front door and then there's, you know, for instance, these kind of French door windows you have here, say it's a set of French doors that come together with glass and it's a bunch of football jerseys and all that stuff that you can see from your living space. I think that's way different. So if I had a basement coming from Michigan where I
Mm-hmm.
grew up, I definitely would do more probably the sports theme. Not as I wouldn't paint all the walls the colors and have as much art and stuff up, but definitely go a little bit more modern and neutral, but have some fun jerseys I have up and jerseys that I have signed from some players. And I've seen the ones that have the giant scoreboard hanging over a pool table with TVs all around it. And that's intense. But yeah, of course. I mean, the man cave is to watch sports with the boys and maybe have a pool table and an arcade game down there. And
Yeah, but will you still like decorate it nicely, like, or just be like
what do you
a
consider
whatever
nicely?
an afterthought?
What's nice to you? Like, does my man cave need to look like this room?
Like thought of.
Yeah, of course. I'm not just gonna go to a sports collectible store and just randomly pick things and throw them all
I
together.
mean,
Maybe 10 years ago I would have, when I was more just bachelor pad, had no idea about any of this stuff. But now, of course, I'd have a little bit more tug of making it a little bit more professional, a little bit more of a common space, but still having my "this is my room" twist to it.
I hear you. Okay, I'm not
Also
really sure.
with wifey approval, of course.
I know, please let me approve the man cave. That's what I was waiting for.
I'd got an office and you
Jeez.
wanted to step in and pick every piece for it too.
Like you just went on and
I
on
can't
and
throw
on.
Michael Jordan on the wall.
When
It's
all I wanted to
unfortunate.
hear was, yes, you can also decorate it.
Maybe the next space we do in the next episode, you can put together Tyler's future man cave.
Hmm.
And then everybody gets to listen
I've
to
actually
us.
made one already.
Everybody can listen to us argue about what jersey I can and cannot put on the wall.
I mean, that would be up to you. It's
right.
the decor factor. That's what I mean.
You wouldn't love it, but I would frame a red jersey
Oh,
in that man cave.
I mean, we can work with it.
All right. Just so everybody knows, red is probably her favorite color.
I've never like been to that color. Obviously, right now I'm using a maroonish burgundy color for decor, which is totally out of my element. Um, Not out of my element, but something that I just don't gravitate towards. But I do want to bring in some colors for this client, so I think I'm gonna go with the burgundy. But for this episode, we're gonna go with something that I just haven't used really. Have I? Burgundy. I've used like for the Traverse City property, it was more of a purplish color.
Okay.
Purple, yeah.
Like a dark purple, yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. I think I like this art. So we're going to go with it. It's bringing in some more like texture elements. It's bringing in some movement with this painting that we can probably all do. And it's $800 and we'll save some money on it though. But yeah, I think I like where we're going with this. Bring in some texture and it's not bland. It's yeah. It's getting a little bit moody, but still like bright and airy. All right, let's go with the rug. Again, since this is going to be for an Airbnb, we don't want to go completely like white neutral. But this is going to be so hard because we already have color. So let's see here.
For those who didn't listen into episode 1, you should go check it out. Sammy brought in a zebra for an office. Not a real one.
It's going to make a horse sound. Yeah, man.
Maybe not. No, but it was zebra print, not actual zebra. And
yeah, I brought in a zebra on the episode.
Yeah.
You guys missed it.
And it looked really good in the office. It was a safari theme. I think we're on the topic of it. There it is right there, probably.
Oh, yep. There it is.
So we designed an office together, and by we, I mean her. And we brought in to match her outfit. That was the statement piece for the room. Obviously, the desk and the chair, they were all great. But yeah, this is the fun part about adding some flavor to the room, but also trying to keep it simple, but then also thinking of, hey, Airbnb, so people aren't going to take their shoes off, and people are going to have little infants that just ate Cheetos and then they're crawling around on the floor and, smashing their Cheeto fingers all over the rug. So you have to think about some of those things when doing this. Or if you are willing to, from the management side, you are willing to fork out a little bit of money as a homeowner to ensure, maybe every quarter, maybe bi-yearly or every year, you just, hire a couch cleaning team and a rug cleaning team that can come in and, make everything look fresh and new. Sometimes you can go with a little bit more of those whites or neutrals that might get stained easier if you are willing to, continue
Yeah.
paying.
Then also, I found these rugs on Amazon, which you can put in a large washing machine. So every 3 months, have the cleaner take it to the laundromat and throw them in.
That's awesome.
But also, the fabric is forgiving because it does have some brown tones in it. It has a pattern, so it is forgiving of just a high traffic area, as well as being able to scrub it. So I'm gonna go with this one. Let's see how that. Oh, please let there be a rendering of it flat. Is there? Please, please, please.
I think you
Mm,
can pull that in, just
I don't know. Let's see.
drop it down.
Okay, so let's see what it decides to take off for the background. Nope. It said no, sister. So we're probably going to lose a little bit of quality here, but
Still get the same understanding.
yeah. Okay, so I'm going to apply this and then let's see if I'll. Oh, Lord, what did I do? Okay. Just manually crop here. Oh my God.
I think we can we can go with that, and then obviously
I'm trying to hurry up, you guys. I'm
when you
nervous,
layer
but
it when you layer it behind everything, I
no.
think it'll.
Let me just do it this way.
There you go.
Oh my gosh, I'm sweating like that meme. All right, we get the idea. It's going to be an 8x10 rug, bring in some pattern. Forgiving, it's a forgiving color neutral, so yep, we're good. Isn't this so fun?
It's awesome. Such a fun program.
Mm-hmm.
Feel like it would have been way more peaceful when we were drinking through a fire hose and putting our personal property together, which was our first project. We didn't get to trial and error with other people's
Yeah.
projects. It was a jumping into the industry, doing our own house. I think this would have been way more peaceful and fun to be able to utilize a program like this if we had known about it at the time.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so I think this is a great foundation to start adding decor here for sure.
Let's do it. Throw a couple lamps in.
Yeah, so definitely lamps. Maybe put a sculpture piece somewhere, a beautiful sculpture lamp, some floral here on the fireplace mantle, some coffee table books, vases, throw pillows, throw blankets. So, how much time you got?
Here's what I say. I think with the general theme of it,
Mhm.
let's end it here
Okay.
for the listeners, and
All right.
then what we can do. Again, as always, we like to showcase how can people find you, where can they come and see your stuff, where can people message you if they have questions? Let them know.
Yeah. Instagram is probably going to be the easiest. I am Samantha Elizabeth. I am not afraid to answer a DM as long as you're appropriate. But yeah, that's where we can keep going with this design if you want. Like I said, this is for an actual client. So I don't want to give off too much before we're done with approvals and such, but also this is the process of it.
Awesome. Yeah,
Mhm.
I think that's a good spot to leave off, and then people can come find you. Maybe you can drop some stories once the
Yeah.
space is approved. Maybe you can share this on your stories and people can track that. And then obviously, for those that are pulling your handle, go ahead, give Sammy a follow. She'll probably be on site for this project within the next month. So you'll be able to see it all in person or in story
Yeah.
while Sammy is in person, and you'll get to see this project come to life. So you can find her at I am Samantha Elizabeth.
Mhm.
She does these consultations for people. She doesn't do the full 2D rendering, but this is something you can start by doing the full consultation. So I know they can find you at the kingdomkribs.com up at the top, KKXSE,
Mhm.
Kingdom Kribs by
By
Samantha
Samantha.
Elizabeth, interior decor. So there's a tab at the top of that site to be able to book with Sammy, talk through your project, talk through your questions, even if you are, looking to grow in this yourself. We love to help people and extend a helping hand. So, Sammy, thank you for episode 2. Again, hopefully we will have 250 of these in the future. And again, I appreciate you giving a little extra flavor and making it a little more fun this time with the live design, even though I know you're
You're
inside sweating like crazy,
Yeah,
but
we're
you
we're
look great on the
live
outside.
and there's a guest behind the scenes, so I'm extra nervous, but we did it. I think yeah, for how I was feeling, I think we did pretty good. Or
In a
by
good
we, I mean
30
me and
minutes
the
of
Lord.
time, in a good 30 minutes of time putting this together, I would say that this is a top tier listing photo that I could foresee, as
It's gonna be dope.
as one of the 5 leading photos on a listing. I think this room would, in this area from Airbnbs we've already scoped there,
Mhm.
and VRBOs and
Yeah,
Booking.com, we've already scoped a lot of the listings.
which I'm very surprised in that area, Cleveland. I mean, Cleveland Heights, Cleveland in general. I was kind of surprised by the inventory of like with the design and decor, but they're looks like they're crushing it. Obviously, it's a big city,
Mhm.
but I was surprised by the scale of decor and quality and such. So I'm really excited to put this on the market and really um, have them booking
Yeah, and I
fast.
know with your skills, right? I think that's really important because if you do have a market and you do have a property, which I personally can help analyze, if you can understand that you do have a good net profit on that property, you do have good numbers that could result in a great future for your real estate business, and that makes sense, it's worth it to step in with somebody like you with this skill set to separate yourself from, hey, this market really is not that competitive, but they are all doing very well.
Yeah.
Seems like your design could come in right away and put you to the top tier.
And not only that, too, this client does not live in the city.
Okay.
They're hours and hours away. So it helps when you do have the full package versus virtual. I'm actually, on location and putting these things together with a handyman. And the day I leave is the day that it's ready for the first guest.
That's awesome.
Hmm.
Well, again, I appreciate it. I'm sure the listeners appreciate it, and we will continue to do the interior decor based on an outfit style podcasts. And if you all are interested in throwing us an idea, maybe on recommending an outfit she wears and then designing off of that, or maybe people can throw out some Q&A. Maybe we'll stream in a live Instagram live, and then we can do some Q&A throughout the process as well. We'll start making these a lot more fun and unique, and just adding in different flavors to these podcasts. But we appreciate you, Sammy. And again, if you guys are looking for her, you can find her at I am Samantha Elizabeth on Instagram.
Love you.
Love you.